The life of Henry VIII. Power, obsession, and tragedy. Few monarchs in history have captivated the world quite like Henry VIII. A king who defied the Pope, married 6 times, executed friends and wives alike, and reshaped an entire nation's religion, all while struggling with his own demons. Behind the jewels and crowns was a man obsessed with legacy, power, and the desperate need for a son. This is the dramatic, complex, and tragic story of England's most infamous king, Henry VIII. Henry was born on June 28, 1491, the second son of King Henry VII and Elizabeth of York. Originally, the throne was not meant for him. His older brother, Prince Arthur, was England's future king. But when Arthur died unexpectedly at age 15, young Henry, just 10 years old, became heir to the throne. This unexpected shift would shape Henry's destiny and England's history. At 17, Henry ascended to the throne. Unlike the image many of us have today, young Henry was athletic, charming, and widely adored. He was a skilled horseman, jouster, musician, and scholar, fluent in several languages. Shortly after becoming king, he married his late brother's widow, Catherine of Aragon, a match originally arranged to strengthen ties with Spain. For many years, the couple was genuinely affectionate, but one issue haunted Henry's mind: the lack of a male heir. Catherine gave birth to several children, but only one survived, a daughter, Mary. Henry desperately wanted a son to secure the Tudor dynasty. He became increasingly anxious and frustrated. Believing God was punishing him for marrying his brother's widow, Henry began seeking a way to annul his marriage. When the Pope refused to grant an annulment, Henry took an unprecedented step. He broke from the Catholic Church and declared himself supreme head of the Church of England. The English Reformation wasn't just a religious shift, it was a seismic political and social revolution. Monasteries were closed, church wealth seized, and religious institutions reshaped forever. In pursuit of a son, Henry altered the entire religious identity of his nation. Henry's love life reads like a tragic play. 1. Catherine of Aragon, divorced after 23 years of marriage, lived in exile until her death. 2. Anne Boleyn, the mother of future Queen Elizabeth I, executed on charges of adultery and treason. 3. Jane Seymour, finally gave Henry a son, Edward, but died shortly after childbirth. 4. Anne of Cleves, a political marriage quickly annulled. They remained friends. 5. Catherine Howard, beheaded for alleged infidelity. 6. Catherine Parr, outlived Henry, later remarrying after his death. Henry's personal obsessions spilled into brutal policies. He executed over 70,000 people during his reign. His former close allies, like Thomas More and Thomas Cromwell, were executed when they fell out of favor. Noble families lived in constant fear of royal disfavor. Dissenters and religious opponents faced harsh penalties, often death. Henry's court was a place of luxury, but also constant paranoia. As Henry aged, his once athletic frame gave way to extreme obesity and illness. A jousting accident left him with a severe leg wound that never fully healed, becoming ulcerated and infected. The pain made him irritable, unstable, and increasingly cruel. At his peak, Henry weighed over 400 pounds, requiring mechanical devices to lift him. On January 28, 1547, Henry VIII died at age 55. He was buried beside Jane Seymour, the wife who gave him his long-desired son. Though his son Edward VI briefly took the throne, Henry's daughters, Mary I and Elizabeth I, would eventually rule, leaving legacies even greater than his own. Henry VIII left behind a transformed England. The monarchy became more centralized. The Church of England became a permanent institution. The Tudor dynasty's fame lives on in books, plays, films, and TV shows. Though often remembered for his tyranny and excess, Henry's reign forever changed the course of British history. If you were fascinated by this dramatic tale of love, power, and blood, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more untold stories from history.